Shortbread cookies are a holiday classic, but can look a little plain. These chocolate-dipped shortbread tea cookies are anything but plain. Made to look like a dainty tea bag, they always get big smiles whether you're hosting an afternoon tea or giving them as gifts. The full buttery flavor of the shortbread paired with rich, smooth chocolate is a winning combination. So grab a cup of hot cocoa, or tea. It's time to bake some magic in Mrs. Kringle's kitchen. To a mixing bowl, add the half cup of packed brown sugar, 1 cup of softened butter, and make sure that you use real butter for the best flavor. And cream them together, scraping the side of the bowl if needed. Add half of the 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour and stir. Then add the rest of your flour and stir to combine. Make sure you scrape any butter hiding at the bottom of the bowl and mix until it comes together into a stiff dough. Turn out onto a lined surface area and divide the dough in half. Wrap each half in plastic wrap and chill for a minimum of 15 minutes in the fridge. Preheat your oven to 300 degrees. Once the dough is chilled, roll it into a square log. Cut off the ends, and you could slice them as is, prick the ends with a fork, and bake them like this if you just want regular shortbread. But we're going to make them super cute. Mold them into a short rectangle shape and slice about 1/2 inch thick. With a knife, cut off the top corners of the short end of the cookie. Then, using a toothpick, make a hole large enough for a yarn-width string to run through, or use a small straw to make the hole. At the bottom of the cookie, prick the dough with a fork or toothpick so the air can escape during baking and the cookie cooks flat. Transfer the cookies to the cookie sheet that you're going to bake on, and if you need to make the holes a little larger, this would be the time to do it. Bake for 25 minutes at 300 degrees. You can smell the buttery goodness in the air. Cool on a wire rack on the sheet for about 5 minutes. If any of the cookies need a slight trim for a more uniform look, this is when to do it with a sharp knife while the cookies still have a slight give before they're cool. Then transfer to a wire rack to cool completely. Put a cookie sheet in the freezer with a liner or wax paper. In a double boiler, add 6 ounces of chocolate chips of your choice to melt. Add 1 teaspoon of coconut oil and stir until smooth. Add to a small ramekin to begin the dipping process. Pull your cookie sheet from the freezer and it's time to dip. Dip the bottom part of the cookie with the pinpricks into the chocolate and place on a cookie sheet. If you have smaller cookie cutters, you can bake any leftovers from the ends and dip those as well. Super cute. Allow the chocolate to harden before moving on to the next step. Click the link in the video description to download these tea tags for your cookies. Cut the tags and fold them in half. In addition to the tea tags, get some cute baker's twine and have some scissors and a stapler on hand. I get a regular tea bag, and measuring the first cut against the string, I reduce the length by about 1/4 since they won't actually be going into a mug to the bottom. Use that first cut to measure and cut the rest of your twine. If the cookie is closed the hole slightly, use a toothpick and lightly work the hole back open again. Grab a cookie and thread the twine through the hole and give it a double knot and trim the ends. Pull the knot down to the bottom of the back of the cookie. Using one of the tea tags, place it over the end of the twine loop and staple the tag. You can also use glue, but be very careful doing so, and let the tag drape over the cookie sheet so that it's not touching food as it dries. Repeat with the rest of the cookies. Shortbread cookies are so delicious on their own, but you amp up the cute factor and they seem to taste even better. I've given these as gifts and they are always a favorite because people can tell that you've put a lot of time into making it special just for them. The buttery snap of the shortbread with the chocolate deliciousness is always a crowd pleaser. If you like this recipe, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more baking magic from Mrs. Kringle's Kitchen.